Hey everyone, I'm Brent Coker. I'm an academic and at university I teach blockchain and trading techniques. In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 tips for trading cryptocurrency. So stay tuned. The first tip, never trade a pump. So a pump is when a cryptocurrency is rising really fast. If you're trading on a candle chart, you'll see a really long green line and it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. A lot of people jump in when it's already going up. By that stage, it's too late. Why is it a bad idea to jump in on something that's already pumping? Well, the thing is, it goes up fast, but it also goes down really fast, and you'll lose a lot of money that way. So if something's already pumping, you've missed that wave, forget about it. Look for a better entry point. Tip number 2, always wait for the setup. Never enter a trade just for the sake of entering a trade. There's going to be times when the market's really quiet and you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs and you really want to enter a trade. It's much better to wait for the best opportunity to enter a trade. Sometimes the market's really quiet. You got to be patient. Go make yourself a cup of coffee, go shopping, do whatever, come back at another time, then start looking for setups to enter the trade. Don't enter a trade just because you're bored. That's a sure way to lose money. Tip number 3, think of trading as percentages, not absolute prices. What does that mean? Well, when I think about buying a cryptocurrency, I think about what my exit strategy is going to be. I'm going to buy it at a certain price, and then if I'm going long, I'm going to sell it at a higher price, and I'm going to make 5 or 10%, sometimes 20%. I don't think in terms of absolute prices. I don't think, well, you know, this particular cryptocurrency, it's 500 sats. Last week it was 1,000 sats, so it's a good bargain. It may be a good bargain, but it could also be a terrible buy if it's on a downtrend. So I always think in terms of how much percentage increase can I make. That's a far better way to trade cryptocurrency and make money. Tip number 4, never average the trade down. What does that mean? Well, this is when you enter a trade and it goes the opposite direction to what you're expecting. Now, when this happens, let's say I'm going long, I'm expecting the price to increase, I've just bought a whole bag of whatever cryptocurrency it is, and it goes down. What some people do is they wait. They think, okay, it's gone down the opposite way to what I was thinking. It's going to bounce, so I'm going to wait. And then it bounces a little bit, and then it continues going down. So I go, okay, well, it's surely got to bounce soon. And it keeps going down, 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 down. That's a terrible way to trade. If something isn't going the way that you expect it to going after you find the setup, exit the trade as fast as possible and look for a better entry point, or more likely actually look for another altcoin where you can get a better entry point. The thing is, once something's going unexpectedly, it's going to continue to go unexpectedly. You want to get out. You want to minimize your risk. Never average down. Tip number 5, always keep an eye on Bitcoin. I always have another window open with one eye on Bitcoin the whole time because Bitcoin's king, and generally what the other alt currencies tend to do is copy what Bitcoin's doing, particularly when it's going down. If Bitcoin starts going down, all the cryptocurrencies start going down. So you want to have some kind of warning about when that's going to happen. So I always look at what Bitcoin's doing. If Bitcoin looks like it's going to start to drop, then I reconsider all my other trades. So what you're looking for is Bitcoin doing something unexpected. It could be a knife drop, that's when it drops really sharply, or it could be a pump where it increases really sharply. Either of those scenarios are not really good for your other trades. So as soon as that stuff starts happening, pay careful attention to the other altcoins and get ready to get out if you need to. Tip number 6, never listen to Twitter. The amount of times I've listened to someone on Twitter or got some sort of tip on Twitter and then lost the trade, I'd be a rich man if I had $1 for each one of those. So the point is, make up your own mind about what's a good entry and what isn't. If you listen to other people, chances are they have an agenda. They're shilling, as we say. They've bought into some altcoin and they want it to go up or down or whatever direction. And they're telling others because they want to help it move in that direction, particularly Twitter people who have a lot of followers. So the thing is, make up your own mind, be wise, don't listen to what others are saying, trust your instincts. Tip number 7, this one's really important. Never trade a downtrend if you're going long. What that means is you buy some altcoin, you're expecting the price to go up. If that altcoin isn't already going up, in other words, it isn't already in an uptrend, don't enter the trade. Because if you buy and it's in a downtrend, chances are it's going to continue in a downtrend. So what makes you think it's all of a sudden going to reverse and go high? Reversals are rare when it comes to cryptocurrency trading. So if you're buying expecting that coin to increase in value, make sure it's already in an uptrend. And the same goes for the other direction. If you're shorting an altcoin, make sure it's already in a downtrend. Now there is a case when you might want to buy an altcoin to go long when it's in a downtrend, but these are rare. One scenario could be that it's about to land on a monthly resistance line. And then, there's a fairly high chance it's going to bounce off that resistance line. There's a case for buying some of that altcoin if it's in a downtrend. But other than that, usually there's not really a good reason unless there are clear signals that it's going to reverse. So my advice is, if you want to go long, make sure it's already in an uptrend. Tip number 8, be patient. The amount of times I've bought an altcoin and stared at the screen for 10 minutes waiting for it to move and nothing's happening, that happens a lot. You've got to have patience. Wait for the setup to play out. Patience pays. Tip number 9, always keep a little bit of money in reserve for those unexpected setups. It happens quite often. You've got nothing in reserve, you've got everything invested in altcoins, and then you see the perfect setup. And this one, you can't fail. You can make a lot of money off this. You got nothing in reserve to take advantage of that setup. I always try to keep 10% in reserve for those sweet setups that just can't fail. My final tip number 10, and this one's a little bit controversial. Think about not using stop losses. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, there are situations where you enter a trade, you're expecting it to go in one direction, but before it does, it goes in the opposite direction. It's called a fake out, and it trips all the stop losses. That can kick you out of the trade. So sometimes I tend not to use a stop loss because I want to minimize the chances of that happening. I want to catch that wave and I want to make sure that I'm not stopped out. If you are a beginner trader, I do advise you to always use stop losses, however. But if you've got a pattern working for you and you know that 80% of the time it works out for you, consider not using the stop losses. I know it's controversial, but hey, you don't want to get stopped out and kicked out of the trade. So those are my 10 favorite tips. Leave your jokes in the comments below and happy trading. Thanks for watching.